Okay. Wow, wow, wow. Let's read these. That was the first time we've had a crash here.
It's okay. You got scared. You had to end the stream. I
Yeah.
understand. I
Sure,
get it.
sure.
I get it.
All right, hang on. You got saved, man, is what happened. You got saved. All right, let's retweet this. I don't know what that was.
That was wild, man. I've never seen that happen before.
Wow. Okay. Delete. What a mess, man. Dude, if that's indicative of anything to come, man, I mean, we just completely rugged.
We did rug. I'll give
The
you
stream has never rugged before. You don't think there's signal in that?
that. No.
Okay. Join the live chat. Wow, this is annoying having to just quickly do this. Oh, wait, I got to send the link out to the guys. Hang on. Yeah, guys, we just got rugged here on StreamYard. That's a first. That is a first. We're trying to get it back up as quick as we can here. Wow, that's not good, guys. That's not good. That must mean something really dark is brewing out there.
I don't know about all that, brother. I don't know about all
Jack, as that was our first YouTube stream to ever just rug. That's indicative of something to come, man. That's ominous.
Oh yeah. We need to blame it on the people. You guys didn't like it enough, so we decided to end it. If you don't behave, this will happen again.
If we don't get the likes to where we need, we just shut the stream off. Done. All right, let's we're getting going here. Here's the new link, guys. Let's get this retweeted out here. Hang on. All right, retweet, please. Sorry, guys, we're just getting this back up here. All right, here's Will.
Max, I understand you couldn't handle the pressure, so you had to yank the whole stream. I get it, man.
Dude, we just rugged, Will. Oh my gosh.
I mean, the other side of that too, if the like button went up, we wouldn't have these kind of errors. But,
dude, look at this, man. He's correct.
Yeah, that's
bad sign this AM.
It's
tough. It's a tough look. It's a tough look. I mean, Tucker probably killed the stream. He got nervous that I was about to just cook on him.
No, you got scared. It's okay. It's
you know that thing, man. You can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen, and I'm about to cook on him. He knew.
I know you got scared. It's okay.
Max saw me come into the room. He saw me started backing up Tucker, and he yoinked the stream immediately. He's like, this is too much. I can't take on everybody.
How do you even rug the stream? I suppose you have to end it, right? Then it asks you to end it, and then you end it. No.
Yeah, I think it was probably a StreamYard thing, man. It probably just it must be on their end because my Wi-Fi is fine. We were all still talking, I was like, oh wait, we're not live anymore. Did someone do that? So it wasn't a bad Wi-Fi connection. I think it was probably a StreamYard thing. All right, but anyways, let's let me retweet this quick and then we'll get going. Can you guys retweet the new one too so people know that we're live again?
It's a sign from StreamYard for you to not even attempt to talk about anything bearish because there ain't nothing bearish.
Maybe that's what happened, man. Maybe it's a conspiracy.
Yeah, maybe YouTube just didn't want to, Max, to. Maybe YouTube didn't want to let you tell the people how bad things are.
Yeah, you got to remember they're fighting misinformation. So because you said something about bearish, they instantly yoinked you.
All right, well let's get back into it. Tucker, do you want me to? We got some more people. Yeah, we got people pouring back in.
But the problem is that they are fighting the misinformation, that they are banning the truth, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. So I came in the stream, they instantly yoinked it. That makes sense.
Yeah, wow. Max doesn't want to hear the truth, man.
No, here's the thing, Tucker.
No, Max is telling the truth.
I am telling the truth, brother. And
look,
I mean,
Max has historical data.
For it, man. I raised some cash I raised a little bit of cash last night. Nothing crazy. I took a small soul short on principle because you're long. And you know, I want to talk about all this. I want to talk about it.
Real quick,
And I do it. Hang on, Will. And I'm doing it, Tucker, because I care about you and I want my friends to make money. All right. And I'm doing it. And you got to know, Tucker, you tell the audience this, whether we agree or disagree here. When Max flips his bias, that's when you know. I flip at the right times. I've got a really good track record of flipping and hedging when I need to. And that is a fact.
True. This is
Max,
true.
I do want to point out though, don't forget, right? This is like a historical mark in American history. Don't forget 25K Bitcoin. I think a lot of
I
people
haven't
forgot
forgotten
that.
25K Bitcoin, but don't fade this, Will. Don't fade the signal.
All right, are we cooking? Are we about to cook?
Do you want me to cook first, or do you want to cook? What do you want to do?
I'm gonna cook. I'm just gonna
I don't know. I
preliminarily.
kind of want to cook first. I kind of want to. I want to toast you and get in your head, and then you're gonna be like, I don't even have a rebuttal. What's gonna happen is, you know that scene in 8 Mile when Eminem,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
toasts the guy at the end, and then it's his turn, and he just doesn't even try. He's just like, I'm just done. You win. That's what I kind of picture. Like, I want to be Eminem here, and then I'm like, all right, Tucker, rebuttal me, and you're like, damn, man, it's over.
Oh no, that's never gonna. That'll be vice versa, brother.
His
Real
real
quick
Clarence.
before we get into it, thank you, Brandon, for the super chat, man. He says, look how close the most recent 3 red lines are compared to the previous one. Brandon, thank you so much for the support. It's absolutely fantastic.
Brandon, I need to explain that, right? Because these metrics down here, Bollinger Band width percentile, Bollinger Band width, they're just measures of volatility, right? That's all they are. They're just measures of volatility. So I went through and I just marked out when they resolve to the upside and when they resolve to the downside. Okay, just at a glance, majority is bullish. Okay, I'm just going to put that out there. 11 out of 18 are bullish, 7 out of 18 are bearish. Now let's contextualize. Let's look at when the bearish outcomes occurred, right? In the midst of a bear market, right? This was 2 years before a halving year, okay? This was 2 years before a halving year, right? Huge downside. Now this, you could argue, this is the only potential one I could see being argued, right? Is this one, because this did occur during a halving year, and we'll look into, you know, the fractal almost of these indicators in a second. But you're right. These 3 have occurred close together. What does that mean? We just had low vol, right? All this means is that we had low volatility for an extended period of time until we got this expansion, right? So what comes next? You know, we'll have to see. But generally speaking, you know, on an asset like Bitcoin, low vol reversals are upside in halving years for the vast majority. If we just want to do it in halving years, right? If we just want to do it in halving years, you know, there's two greens and 1 red. And so far I just put a green one here, you know, just because that's my bias. But you know,
so Tucker, you're marking out these red lines, and these are what exactly? Can you just?
These are times when, okay, so I put some lines down here. These are times when these volatility indicators hit lows and the outcome was bearish for the red ones.
Okay.
And the green is obviously when the outcome was bullish.
You know what I love? I love how Tucker points out the historical data, the only historical data that matters on the chart, which is up only. Everybody else needs to get everything else out of their head. They should be buying stuff and longing everything and stop crying about sideways price action.
Yeah,
Well,
let's
talk about
is Tucker
historical volatility, though. And I'm sorry for cutting you off, Max, but you know, pretty much since the ETF launched, volatility's been basically down only, which, you know, is representative of mean reversion to the trend, right? Because we had this huge spike in volatility after we got very coiled from 25K, like you guys were talking about on stream earlier. You know, 25K, very coiled. From a historical volatility standpoint, we got the expansion, and technically for volatility to continue to be crushed, you know, would be probably further downside, right? A further continuance to daily and weekly trends.
I can refute all that on the chart. I can refute everything
on which
on the
one?
chart.
Which part? That historical volatility will drop if we go down?
No. I can refute that. We'll go down much more. I can refute that. In addition to that, the pattern doesn't support the thesis.
Well, I'm just speaking about what volatility has done. I mean, if we're going higher, like volatility will expand. That's a given, an absolute given. But then the question becomes, you know, what is not only the catalyst for that volatility, but also, you know, what liquidity brings the volatility as well. You know, because in Bitcoin, I would argue that the introduction of the ETF will be largely volatility dampening over a higher time frame. I mean, I do think I've always said it's going to be a great opportunity to rotate into alts and probably ETH, but I just have not seen the bid come in on ETH since the launch high. So it's kind of like, it's kind of a tough situation to read for, I think, both the relationship and volatility in Bitcoin with altcoins, because, you know, we have had altcoins run. Wavi's pointed this out before on our Giga Chad calls. It's like, you know, calling for a huge alt season here, I don't know, you know, because we have had these huge pockets of altcoin outperformance that kind of resembles late 2021, right? Where you had things like AVAX, Solana, Luna run really hard, even though, you know, people were kind of stuck in these altcoins that had pumped initially in the spring of 2021, and they were expecting this huge rotation into them again. That didn't happen. So I'm kind of wondering if, you know, Ethereum is seeing that same dynamic right now, at least locally speaking. I know I kind of got off topic from the volatility conversation, but the long story short, you know, if we are going higher, the volatility is obviously going to expand. But just going by the behavior that we've seen since the launch, I mean, they've just nuked volatility.
Yeah, I think people tend to forget the swings that happen at these levels, right? Again, this is why I always say look to the left, and you can really see how these swings happen on these higher time frames. We are so high as far as liquidity goes. Like, these type of volatility moves are normal for Bitcoin, and I think just a lot of people are not acknowledging that. With no high time frame structure breaks, no trend flips, nothing here to me supports much lower, if lower at all. To
Well,
me, it's
Will,
just
I
saying.
think that's a good segue for me to jump in here then, because I think I can present you with some data contrary to what you've just suggested. And I would urge you to at least just take a good hard look at it and remove any biases, because I mean, I've been with you and I'm still with you high time frame, right? Like, if we're talking, you know, if you wanted to buy Bitcoin here at 39.7, it's bouncing around a little bit. Okay. And Tucker's looking at the BLX right now, so it won't update until after the close today. We're actually a couple hundred points below where his chart shows. If you bought Bitcoin right here and you just literally went into a coma and you came back 12 months later, I think you'd have more money. Okay. But locally, I think there's a strong case to be made for at least imminent risk being to the downside. I don't believe that there is imminent risk to the upside. I think best case for the bulls between the next 1 and 20 days is range, chop, consolidation, failed breakdown. Okay. I think that the case for the bears here is they've got bulls by the balls right now, and they have an opportunity to flush Bitcoin 4,000 to 5,000 points in a daily candle. Okay.
I don't think that's going to happen at all.
Okay. Well, hang on now.
So
I'm saying right now,
Let him
hang on. I'm saying that bears have about 7 to 14 days to hold here, and if they can, run this shit to new highs. But imminent risk is to the downside. There is much more risk of Bitcoin nuking 4 to 5K on a flash wick, on a liquidation cascade, than there is of Bitcoin running to new highs in that same 14-day period. Okay. There is less risk of being sidelined right now than there has been in 4 or 5 months. So when you're talking about investing, trading, positioning, you have to recognize, where am I best served? If I'm fully deployed here, is that really the best move? What if we dip 4 or 5K? Can you jump on that opportunity? It's high time frame bullish. You know it's a dip for bidding this distance out from the halving. You know, are you 100% deployed? Are you stuck in a leverage long right now? Are you prepared if Bitcoin goes to 34K and ETH goes to 1950? Are you prepared for that? So again, when we talk about where's the imminent risk, is it to the upside or to the downside? There's imminent risk of volatility to the downside here, and there's not risk of imminent volatility to the upside right here in this 14-day window that I'm talking about. And I've got charts to back that up. So that's all I'm saying. This doesn't change 6, 9, 12 months, but I'm saying if we're looking at the chart, there's not a huge risk of Bitcoin immediately U-turning and going to 50K. But there is an immediate risk of Bitcoin nuking 4 to 5K within the next 2 weeks. That's at least how I view it. And I've got charts for that. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah, I personally think I'll let you cook, and you need to put the meme up there, by the way. Hold up, let him cook.
There. Yeah.
Just quickly gonna add it. I do not think that BTC even looks that bad, to be honest, but some of these alts, they look abysmal. And we will get into those. I'm sure you will. Let's continue. Will just quit. He couldn't take it anymore.
Man. It's
over.
That's one thing about Will, man, is he'll never quit. He just dropped off. I know he won't ever roll over.
I know.
No, he won't. He won't.
You know that meme of Randy in South Park where it's like, I didn't hear no bell.
That's Will.
That's Will, man. You can present him with everything. He doesn't care. I didn't see no evidence.
That was
I didn't see no data.
that was in Rocky actually first.
Was it?
I didn't hear no bell. Yeah. That's where it come from, because you know, in the old boxing days there was the bell, right?
Yeah.
And Mickey tells Rocky, hey, I didn't hear no bell.
Ah, South Park took it from Rocky.
Yeah.
All right, Tucker, are you gonna cook? Because I'm not feeling very fed right now. So if I'm not gonna cook, I'll make my own meal. Just let me know.
I mean, you can go ahead. I've already pointed out that most of the time where we have volatility low in a halving year, it's bullish. But go ahead. Go ahead.
I will go ahead.
Hey, Tommy rocked as well.
I spooked them. I scared them.
You did.
All right, guys, we're going to talk about some serious alpha here. All right, there's 150 of you watching, so congratulations. You're about to get some alpha. All right, we're going to talk about Bollinger Bands on the 3-day chart. You might be like, yeah, Max, we've heard about Bollinger Bands. It's not a secret. Okay, well, there's a certain way to use them that I found, and it's helped me catch some seriously big moves in crypto. All right. So let's just take a little look back here in recent price action. All right. So this line right down here, the one in the middle, is Bollinger Band width. Okay. That's basically the distance of the Bollinger Bands. As they start to squeeze, it takes a measurement. So like when they get tight, you can see that it squeezes down here. And when they're far apart, you know, like right here, you see how far apart they are? You can see that the width is further apart. Okay. So just to put that into context, it's a very useful tool in determining when we enter these sort of compression zones. And when it compresses, you know, typically you get a really, really explosive move. Yeah, that's a great point. The like button really should be hit. That's a really good point that I didn't think about. So yeah, guys, let's hit that like button while I'm cooking here. If you guys are enjoying it at any point, just hit that thumbs up button for us, guys. Thanks so much for being here. All right, so let's take a look back in the past year on the 3 big squeezes that we had. All right. So number 1 is basically right here at the low. All right. We squeezed aggressively. You can see that right here, Bollinger Band width was extremely compressed below this line that I have drawn. Additionally, you can see that the MACD was pointing up. All right. We're going to go on to the next one now. The next time we were this low was basically when we nuked, or right before we nuked, right up here. And you can see that MACD was facing down. Okay, this is on the 3-day chart. Next one, Bollinger Band compressing here. You can see again we were below this line that I have drawn. The squeeze is imminent. And what's happening? MACD is facing up. Okay, let's take a look at where we're at right now, guys. What's the difference with this one? You know, what's the difference with this one? We're getting into this zone, right? We're not quite there yet. We could certainly spend another week or two down here, but MACD is facing down. So the 3 times in the past year when we've had Bollinger Band squeezes, the direction of the squeeze has been determined not by whether MACD was above the 0 line or below, by the direction of where it's headed, though. Okay. And now, by the way, I back tested this all the way to 2012, guys. It's the exact same thing. We'll go over a couple more examples. Okay. Let's go look at the previous bull market right here. Okay. What do we notice? Right? What do we notice? Bollinger Bands are squeezing, Bollinger Bands squeezing. And at this time, as the squeeze is starting, it was technically facing down, but they were starting to curl and move up. That's the difference. They weren't widening and moving down. Same thing right here. Bollinger Band squeeze, Bollinger Band squeeze, and you can see that MACD was crossing up. We started to move up. Again, MACD moving up. So again, very important for the direction of the momentum. Again, right here, squeeze, Bollinger Band squeeze. What's the MACD doing? Straight up. Oh, let's look at this one now. Bollinger Band squeeze, Bollinger Band squeeze, rolling over. You know, it determines the direction of the MACD will determine which way the squeeze goes. Okay, this is a little hidden alpha for you guys. I'm just dumping this on you guys today. All right. When you find a good edge, sometimes it's good to keep it. I want these likes run up, guys. I'm cooking. All right. Here we go. Another one, which is actually contextually where I hope that we are, is right about here in our current cycle. Bollinger Band squeeze. What do we notice? MACD facing up. All right. Let's go to another example. Right here, Bollinger Band squeeze, MACD crosses to the upside. Okay. Again, it just continues to go on and on and on. How about this one? MACD up, Bollinger Band squeeze, move up. It's the same thing every single time, guys. It's the same thing. So when I look at where we're at currently, you know, I think that there's reason to be concerned, right? Even just looking at recent price action. Where's the MACD going? We're capitulating right now. Momentum is falling off of a cliff. You have Grayscale dumping loads of Bitcoin onto the open market. Bollinger Bands are squeezing and compressing. This could take another 2 weeks to really play out here. But where I say that there's a window of opportunity is, oh, we got Will back here. Where there's a window of opportunity is if this MACD can kind of bottom and start to curl right here into February, then I think that we can move up. You know, if price just compresses and like hangs out here, then I think we can squeeze to the upside. But you're going to need MACD to cross, or at least start to try to cross. You know what I mean? It's going to have to do something like that. Okay. But right now, if this squeeze happens, it's very unlikely that with MACD looking like this on the 3-day, we put in a huge, powerful squeeze to the upside of new highs. Locally, could you put in a little bit of a move? Sure. High time frame, it doesn't make any sense contextually. So
I think though, Max.
Will, did you hear any of that?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay, you weren't in here.
Yeah, no, I had a phone call come through and stuff, but I moved into the background here. I've done the Bollinger Band thing, I've done the SMA thing, I've done the EMA thing, I've done the MACD thing. MACD can be leading or lagging. That's the problem with MACD. And I would also come in to say, if you look at all MACDs from 2023 till now, we're actually at that peak low. If you were to use that as an example from the time frame you have right there, from September 2023, just take a line straight across all the lows. You're right at it right now.
September 2023 on MACD.
Yeah, if you just line all the yellows at the bottom. So just take the low end range and just draw a line straight to the right.
I mean, dude, we're like so far.
No, I'm not talking about the crossing of that. I'm talking about the candlesticks. So you have the center
about
portion,
the yellow,
yes,
the histogram.
Yes, correct. The histogram. So okay. that is the important context here. The MACD does not have to cross at all. It doesn't. Like it can stay elevated for extended portions of time and never cross. And that's something that's hard to gauge. And once momentum starts favoring upside, it can stay elevated above that range for an extended period of time, just like it can stay below when it's bearish, right? And you saw that basically July, September, all that stuff in 2022, where it just never came back across. Even though you had that green uptrend on the histogram, you still were underneath the entirety of the MACD.
Yeah, but Will, you're not going to pump imminently off of this low with the MACD literally doing this. If it was like curling like this, we're talking momentum, yeah. But you're not just going to like, shoot straight up. It doesn't work like that. We have at least like 2 or 3 weeks of proving
No,
that this is
we're
support.
going to consolidate. We're going to
Oh, for
consolidate.
sure.
That's what's
So,
going to
but
happen.
and that's what I'm saying, Will. So we agree that there's not imminent risk of upside here with momentum looking the way that it is. There's actually much more. There's a higher probability that there's a risk off than there is a risk on right now.
I think there's imminent risk of people losing their positions and potentially having to buy higher.
That's
what I mean by
always
that.
Possible, but I mean,
is the current range. You're at the low end of the range. If you're selling here, you know, and this thing, I'm not saying pumps, but let's say it gets back above 45 and just stays there.
Okay, but hang on. You're talking about Bitcoin now too. It's important to talk about if Bitcoin even hangs out. If Bitcoin hangs out and consolidates here, which it sounds like that's your base case, it hangs out around 40K, give or take. Altcoins are going to die. Altcoins are going to continue to bleed as Bitcoin sits on the edge of a cliff.
My altcoins that I'm in right now, a good chunk of them are up on the week. Like as in like from last week to this week, they're up, and that's a big indication to me too. I'm not saying like Solana is. I'm not saying over pumped coins are, but coins that have been degraded to an extent are basically just continuing to come up off these floors and push to the upside. And I mean, I could get into it. I mean, I've even got shit coins. Like we discussed it in our Discord. I'm not gonna name them because it's something that I've given to the Discord, but I showed you guys last night. I called him out last night. Like I'm up like almost 50%. No, actually almost 100% in like literally a week on the one that I posted.
Okay, so maybe not your alts, Will, but most alts, if Bitcoin is sitting under 40K,
the big
are going to
caps,
continue to get nuked.
The big
alts
caps
do not like it, even in a bull market. Alts do not like it when Bitcoin is at a decision point.
But I do have some stuff on the chart that I wanted to kind of display because this
before we go to you, Jackus wanted to share something before I give the chart away. Jackus, do you want to mention that, and then we'll go to Will's chart?
I do not want to jump into your talks because I want to let you cook, but I also wanted to point out something from this chart that you have on. I'm just gonna address it. So I'm in the same camp here as Max, by the way, but I think it's fair to point out that you need to compare the current situation the most, in my opinion, with May 2023. And you did not point that one out. May 2023. Yeah.
Right here.
Right here.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's very important because so I'm in the same camp that I think BTC is very much oversold, and it can probably bounces, maybe makes another low just like in May, June, but more or less I do not think it heads much lower than that here. Okay, and you can see that the scenario is very much same. But as you say, when BTC is in this position, there are some alts that look just abysmal, and they will, in my opinion, die a lot from here. There are some that are looking still very good, and looking at this chart, what is the BB Wiz telling us? It's only telling us the volatility, how squeezed or not squeezed it is. And whenever it's really like wide, we know that volatility is going to come down. And when it's down, it's only telling us that volatility is currently low, but it doesn't mean it needs to shoot straight up as we see in that May example, right? And I think that May example makes the most sense for BTC. So like if you look at it, right, you see how much is it? Like 8 weeks of slow bleed basically, right? And that to me makes the most sense, that we do not dip much on BTC. By the way, I'm speaking mainly here BTC because I think once again some alts are due for a 20% drop, I think, or something like that, and some even more. And higher time frame, I think we all here are bullish, right?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, for me, Jack, it's not really saying that there's no risk for downside, and we're gonna absolutely just blow out everything right here at this spot. It's more about like your drop is going to be methodical. Some people are going to step away for a week or two. They're going to come back, and then Bitcoin's going to be significantly higher. And they can end up in a position selling here, your average investor, because they don't know how to trade.
Yeah.
On our advice, telling them that price could come down, and end up buying a lot higher because they came back at the wrong time. And that's why I add that context for our
Yeah.
views.
Yeah, that's also the reason why there is 4 or 5 of us on each of these shows, because like we can have very similar take, but still we point out different things on the same thing, and it can help different groups of people. So like as Will is saying, there are some people that are not able to trade as well, and they'll be probably better off if they just hold some of these, right, and not do much. Like just hold through the 10, 20, 30, maybe even 40% drops, who knows, on some of these alts. Because longer term we are fucking sending. Longer term we are really, really undervalued. Whether it's BTC, ETH, or alts in general. We did not even get to Pepe pumping. Yesterday I was doing the Bitcoin versus Nvidia comparison, right? So what we are saying here, right? Because we are here on the daily basis. So we are here right now, Max is, and me, I have the same take as Max here, that BTC is, like there's definitely more risk to the downside locally. And if anything, I expect BTC to rather stay, sideways or slow bleed. Or we'll see, we first have to also see where the weekly closes and so forth. Some of these alts, though, guys, they lost the trend, they lost the structure, and they have liquidity below, right? It's really over for some of these alts, shorter term, in my opinion. And
This is
that's
what
Some
you're
of the
talking
champion
about.
alts too. Some of the
This is what you're
champion alts
talking
are
about
crazy.
right here. I put up total 3
Yeah.
during the same time period when Bitcoin
Exactly.
chopped and bled and consolidated. Look what happened to total 3.
Exactly, Max. That's a great point, and and that's exactly what we are basically trying to tell here, right? That what can happen, yeah.
I've
Yeah, I
got
mean,
it, guys.
if you're
I've
in
got
a
it.
network that does like 2,000 TPS, we don't have to say names. Yeah, there's good potential that thing could flip over and just roll straight down. But if you're in one that is doing 20,000, to
Will
200,000,
TPS is not
it's
relevant, brother.
Max, can you look what Injective
It's
did
gonna do
during
pretty
that time?
What'd you say, Jagus?
What Injective did
I'm
during
shilling
that
bags
time?
indirectly, bro. All right,
It
I'm
may.
shilling bags.
No.
I do have some context though for Bitcoin specifically. I wanted to point out a couple things.
Hang on,
So
hang
you
on,
see how
hang
you
on.
pointed that out right there before we move on real quick.
Jagus wanted me to
Max?
put an injective up here.
Yeah. Oh, you mean as a chart into it? Okay, yeah, that's fine. So I wanted to run into your MACD and your Bitcoin, and then if we could get to that before we get to the injective. So if you look at your MACD right there, your MACD came down, and what did it do? It rolled under, right, from that black circle that you have right there, and you can see the roll down, but your price came down a little bit, right? And then what do you see over on the right hand side? Look from August to September. Your MACD actually rolled under, but what did your price do?
MACD above the 0 line is positive. I'll say that. You
Well,
wouldn't
well,
want to
here-
see
here's-
it cross down below 0. That
Here's the
would be
thing,
bad.
Max, if you could mark out July to September MACD, your low end.
I will. Let me just label these quick and just Jagus, what did you want me to show with INJ up here? You wanted
Because it was an outperformer, and I wanted to see how it did compared to Total 3. I really I didn't want to show anything. I just wanted to see for myself.
It looks relatively the same.
Well, it was stronger, right? And also the reaction after was way stronger too. But
Or
relatively,
maybe it's not all the
I
way
mean
in there.
injective was it was for sure an altcoin that held up better than total 3.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
Okay,
what
Will,
I-
what did you
Bitcoin
want
and
me to
injective
label?
look.
Will, what did you want me to label?
Oh, no. So I wanted you to kind of take a line from the bottom of your not your histogram, but your SMAs or whatever.
Yeah.
Just from the bottom line from July to September.
July of 2023.
Yep.
All right.
So
Let me
just draw a line angled down, basically, from July to September.
All right.
I figured it out, guys. I know exactly what's gonna happen. I'm not even kidding. I know.
July to
Wait.
September.
Will, are you talking
Lovely
about
comment.
this?
Bottom
Like,
range, bottom. No,
Fire.
bottom. Support.
Thank you.
the bottom here in July?
No,
There's
so
no bottom
So
in July,
no,
it was the
so
top.
so where you bounced off of the MACD, off the histogram, all the way to left, right there, bottom of that,
Bottom of this.
and to the bottom where you rolled under.
Like this?
Yep. Now go ahead and draw a line on. No, you don't have to go that
Oh,
far.
you're
out.
showing a divergence, is what you're trying to show.
Oh yeah. This is why I say like you got to be careful with MACD. What do you got going on right there?
Well, technically, that's not a bull div.
No, it's not. But I want to show you that MACD can work against itself sometimes. Price doesn't always follow MACD. It can show you a reverse, but in reality, price can go the opposite direction. I just wanted to point this out for context, right? And this is why, like, I've used MACD a lot. This is why I'm able to identify these things. I'm really good at finding patterns within these type of structures. The best things, like, I guess, through trial and error, the best thing that I've found to work in the entire world is RSI, volume, and candlesticks. But again, that's my own strategy. It doesn't mean everybody has to trade that same way. It's just that those things are the most consistent across the board. Whereas MACD can have these divergences from sometimes, and we don't have to call it a bullish divergence or a bearish divergence. It's just saying that MACD was saying down while price was saying up.
For sure. I mean, it's not a guarantee, right? It's a probabilities thing. It's a back testing thing. But
Okay, can I show you something?
you can
got.
Tommy
Hold
the
on,
screen, but I'm not gonna give
let
it
me
to
do the
you.
chart
You
real
gotta
quick.
Tommy it.
No. Wait.
I don't have the ability to Tommy.
I know. I do.
I got the child lock on the doors.
Okay, look. So just super background, real quick. The market cipher and the BBWP look identical to 2016. Okay, but I'm going to get rid of those for you guys. I'm going to get rid of those. Okay, so what does this look like?
That looks like we hit the bull market support band, which would take us to 36K.
Guys,
I
if
mean,
you don't call it two
identical.
SMAs,
Dude, that's what I'm
Identical.
talking
Dude,
about.
that's
That's
fine.
literally all I'm expecting, Tucker, by the way.
No.
Literally
Look. Even this too, right? So I'm just gonna put it there, but this one first, right? Bitcoin was $500. So this wick is not happening. It's not gonna happen. Okay. So I'm just gonna take the bodies. It was 28%. Top to bull market support band is 25. Done.
Yeah, no, I totally
Easy.
agree with that. That's literally what
We
I'm
agree.
expecting.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. But what I'm expecting there is Tucker, if you were to look at like an altcoin index, during
look
that
what
drop,
happened
altcoins
next,
probably
brother.
got molested, man. That's the difference.
Temporarily,
Look at this.
if Bitcoin completely reverses like that, all those altcoins are going to drop, and then they're going to absolutely freaking chad.
Okay, so
but you
Bitcoin
would have
drops.
time.
If Bitcoin drops 10% from here
Let's
or whatever
look
it has to
what
go.
altcoins did. Max, let's look what altcoins did. Let's look at Doge and ETH during that time.
Put ADA up
Let's do
there,
it.
right?
Tucker, put those on the bottom, please.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
was
Those on the bottom.
2016. ETH
Yeah.
wasn't even a thing yet.
Yes, it was.
It was.
Yes, it was.
In
And
16?
Doge was around since
Yeah.
2014.
No, Doge
ETH was
was,
around
for
in
sure.
2015.
Doge and ETH too.
ETH
ETH
was
is
15. That's right.
yeah.
Put both up on the bottom.
Then I have to have a
Come
mixed
on.
C chart. Then there's not going to be a lot of.
So
charts
you
on
want to
that.
look at ETH when it was like a 500 mil market cap?
You're
Post
looking at Bitcoin
ETH
at 500 bucks, bro. This is relevant.
Yeah.
Mm.
Come on, you
Post
can't
ETH
cherry
post
pick
ETH
like
at
that.
Total 3 is a much larger percentage of the
Okay,
entire
then use
market
total
than
2.
it
Total
was
2
at
should
the
go back.
time.
Total 2 goes back there. Put up total 2.
Total 2.
When I just used Doge and ETH, I don't get it at that time.
Because he's cherry picking. He doesn't want to.
No,
he doesn't want to
because
get
that's
grilled.
not fair in the slightest.
How not? How
Doge
come?
was irrelevant back then. Nobody bought Doge.
June 16.
Gotta put in 3D on the right chart.
What?
Right chart. You don't
August.
you do not have the same time frames.
I know. For a reason, brother.
Right.
When did this start going? October? Yeah. So what did total 2 do? Come down like 40% when it was at 60 mil market cap, and it's now what, 10 times higher?
Yeah, there's no way you're
You
getting a
need to look at
40%
Doge.
drawdown.
Like, what are we
There's
talking
no way
about?
you're getting a 40%
If
drawdown.
total 2 comes back to there, that's what, like 10% too? Yeah, 10%. All right, I'll hold.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm not suggesting to go all cash or anything, but I'm saying you need stable coins right now. You need to be able to be a participant if that wick does come. You know how much
Alright.
hope there's gonna, dude. If that wick comes, I'm gonna be a kid in a candy shop. You know,
This
but that's
isn't
because I'm
happening.
prepared for it.
Okay,
A
what
lot
if
of
it
people,
doesn't?
a lot of
What if
people
it
are
doesn't?
100% deployed right now, and when that wick comes, they're gonna sit there praying and coping that it reverses. Or
Bro,
me,
go
I'm gonna be the one. I'm
cash.
gonna be the support. Do you want to be the support or do you want to be the cope? That's what
No,
you got to
I'll
ask
go
yourself.
down. I'll get a loan on my car or something. Like I'm not worried about it. Like I'm
All right,
100%
so
deployed, and if I need more
I'm
cash, I'll make cash.
I cannot take this anymore. I'm pulling up a Tommy. Sorry. Tommy.
Look, I've been waiting for a while to get this chart. Okay.
The
Look, I
great thing is
understand.
the
This
great
is
thing
still
is
true,
that
Max.
Tommy
This is
is
still
not
true.
Tommy is not even here, and he's still here, right? So this is the exactly what happened.
Will,
with
we
E
got you
back
next,
then,
I promise. But
right?
Jack has pulled a Tommy, okay? You know, when you pull a Tommy, you don't ask, you just steal it. So
And this is the first bounce. There is ease at the time it bounces, and then look, BTC starts to go higher, and ease dies right during that time. This is legit what happened, and it was already ease after this upside. So that's like your TIA right now, or you know, Tao, whatever it is right now. And this is what we are saying that. I mean, I wouldn't, do not look at this example and think, hey, it's going to happen exactly as right here, because it's not. But what can happen is that you can have BTC stable and alts can, drop. Some will drop, minus 50, some will drop minus 20, and some will not drop, And but we are not at a period where like there is, in my opinion, an immediate upside for alts. Or
Yeah, I mean, I don't
but
think there's immediate upside for anything.
But look, if this should be kept at everyone else's minds, right? This needs to be kept in everyone else's mind. So total 2 has reclaimed the higher time frame range, and like I see the drop here that we probably like locally, maybe we bounce here, I think a little, but then there is this drop, right, which may not seem that big on the total 2, and I agree, because total 2 is mainly consistent of ease, and I do not see much lower for ease, and we have to pay respect to this huge support. It's the only big higher time frame one.
I was
It's
gonna ask you, Jackus, do you see
like
sub
this one.
2000 ETH? Because if you're talking like this imminent drop, you're gonna see sub 2000 ETH.
I'm planning for 1950, by the way, guys. I don't know if it happens or not, but I'm planning on that.
I'm not sure we see sub 2000 E's. Okay, of that I'm not sure. But some of these alts, they are not looking good. And once again, I have to remind Rune here that I was saying is not going to do, like, I think it's not going to do well regardless of market. And market was going up in this time, and Rune wasn't. Since here, Link, look at Link, right? It's not always since November, since beginning of November. That's 3 months, guys. 3 months. It has done nothing since it hit my target, and this is so important. Not every market, not every altcoin will do well, even if BTC stays stable. So we are like on the same board, right? With BTC here. I think not much is needed there, but some of these alts, sorry, but they are they are just not looking good, and I could see like bonds, but then I think we need to have some lower, right? Some lower. The trend is gone, market structure is broken. What's bullish here? And this is I just used one of the Binance Launchpad coins, but there is many more than these, and it's not a big drop from here. Question is like how deep it goes, of course, but like this is the first level that does interest me. There's a clear liquidity below here, so I think this is pretty much done deal that it goes below here. The question is then how deep, but at least in my opinion, you will see the like 20% drop on some of these coins like FTM, and those are just dead coins, to be honest. That's looking very bad. So yeah, if I if I go back and actually let me see what Dodge was doing in the time as well. Because like I want to be absolutely transparent and see. By the way, guys, do not forget to run those likes up, man. I'm like tired sharing this much alpha without the appreciation that should be there. Like you guys keep complaining that Twitter dumps on you, like these grifter influencers, they shill on you, right? Well, we are giving you stuff here for free, lots of alpha knowledge. There is no dump from us onto you, and you need to appreciate it. And you do that with likes, retweets, and support. So, and if there is someone complaining that we keep mentioning the likes, fuck you. You're an idiot.
Hey, hey, let me get that chart.
one last here.
But for real, guys, the likes are they're a little weak today, guys. We're dropping some alpha. All we ask is that you guys show up. We'll do the alpha dump. We just need you to hit that like button for us. We got 105 people on YouTube and then some more on Twitter. I'm just talking to the YouTube crew right now. Guys, 105 people watching with 63 likes. That means there's 42 of you out there right now who are just watching and have not taken 1 second to hit that like button. Come on now. You can take 1 second to absorb all the alpha, but you can't take 1 second to support us and hit that like button. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. If you are enjoying the content at all, please just take one quick moment and hit that thumbs up button, guys. It really, really helps us out. So if you want us to keep doing this show, if you want us to keep dumping alpha on you guys every single day, Monday through Friday, you got to hit that like button for us. We need at least a 1-to-1, guys. We need a 1-to-1.
Don't make us start doing infomercials on like button, guys.
Don't make Tucker pull the soybean chart up because he'll do it.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Guys, last thing I want to mention here, and then we go to Will's chart. And that's Doge here, right? In this period. And look how Doge in that time did nothing. And that's your meme coins, I think, right now, that, there was this peak, right, in the market. And then there was the drop and the constant bleed. And doesn't this remind you something? Isn't it alts? How many alts seen like this pump out of nowhere? And then nothing since, right? That's most of your alts right now, which doesn't mean that these alts, look at what Doge did after. And this is exactly what is going to happen to lots of these alts. Right now, they are somewhere here. And if you have the stomach to hold for a few more months, maybe like 5 months, you will get those 1,000 X's. You will. But that doesn't mean immediately here. And that's where like you need to understand the game of the time frames, right? Look, once again, BTC in 2016 started to shed up this whole time. And what alts did? Nothing. That they bled. And I think that's where these alts are right now. But then, look, let's say we are somewhere here, maybe even here, right? Let's say that the worst is behind us, okay, let's say here. That's fair enough. That's still 240 days before the big upside. So I think this needs to be kept in mind, especially for meme coins, though. Oh,
that's
yeah.
240 days. I can buy all the shit coins I want.
Exactly.
All right, Will, you want the chart, brother?
Yeah.
You've been patient. There you go.
Thank you for letting me out of my child's seat. I appreciate it.
Well, you know what? We got to finish BB Academy, and the only way to do that is to get you the master login. So when you're ready to carve out that time, you get the login.
I told
once
you
you get the login, you get to pull Tommy's. So it's up to you.
People are gonna love that. You guys are gonna be in the middle of a discussion. This chart's just gonna change in the middle of the stream. Max is like, "Oh my god."
Oh man, I'm thinking about Will with admin permissions, man. That's a scary reality.
So there's a couple things here I want to highlight. I'll get into the big ones because I think like there's a lot of discussion around Sol. There's a lot of discussion, and believe me, look, guys, I talk shit all the time about Sol, and it's not that I'm talking shit about it. It's just so high market cap, I don't see 100x coming from it. But like I don't see it coming down significantly either. Like these are two totally different conversations. So like you can hate on me on one side for the things I say, but the other side, hey, I'm bullish on the fact that it's got strength. And I think that that's important to really pay attention to. You're also starting to see some kind of rotation out of stocks, right? And I think that rotation could see its way or its capital move into crypto. But these are two contextually different things here as far as Bitcoin. I think just a lot of people aren't really paying attention to this specifically. But as you can see here, I got two different patterns highlighted on the chart here. So I've got this more of a pennant pattern, right? A drop into a pennant into a breakout. And now I've got a channel pattern kind of forming here. So they're just two totally different scenarios. And this is why I typically come back to say you can't really relate this to this because they're not the same. They're just not built the same. And ideally, a lot of people here are looking at this like, oh, this thing's going to break down. It's going to come down big time, blah, 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 blah. One thing, I'm not saying what you guys are saying, blah, 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 but a lot of people on Twitter, it's definitely blah, 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 because they have no context to what they're saying. But a lot of people are saying that we're going to have some kind of systemic breakdown. Ideally, once you start getting into certain ranges, that doesn't really happen anymore. So like
just a quick question for you. When you say people are saying there's going to be a systemic breakdown, can you give us some numbers? What are you talking about?
Oh, dude, I've seen people talk low 30s, probably, basically 30K. I've seen some people talk 27.
I don't think that's happening. I don't think
22, and I'm just like, dude, you guys are high. Like, you need to get out the meth, go to a clinic and get some help. That's the only way you're gonna get through life.
Yeah.
But I think the more important thing here is to like more look at the market like this structurally than looking at it from like this whole thing happening. Again, this is what a lot of people need to pay attention to, because everything above here is not a black swan, right? Everything below here is a black swan. And if you're betting on a black swan, again, I have islands somewheres in the world that I will sell you. I'll send you the deed after you send me the money, and we can make a deal. But overall, if you look at the market structurally, we're kind of like playing around here now, right? So we're playing around there. Now, a lot of people are expecting this thing to come down to here, but the volatility doesn't suggest so. I got two different scenarios to kind of show you here. So one is, if you look at this specifically, right? What do you see from here to here to here?
Can you zoom in a little bit, Will? It's a little small on our end. Like, we can see it, but it's just you got to zoom in just a little bit.
What do you see from? Look, I'll make it simple. What do you see from here to here to here to here? What do you see there?
I see taps at resistance.
Okay, but what are you seeing structurally here?
I see a downtrend.
A downtrend, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, right? Now, if we come over here to this structure, what do we see from here to, and really here too, to here, and this is higher too, to here, to here?
See an uptrend.
See an uptrend, right? So to me, the data between this point and the data between this point are completely different, right? They're just not the same data points. Now, the only data point that does match structurally is your lower half, right? That portion does match. So this is important for context too, because your data here and your data here match, right? Your data here and your data here match. And so because we have these these other data points here, or charts, well, I like to call them data points because they are data, right? They're showing you what's going on structurally in the chart. You kind of get more of the indication that your bottom is in, and you're probably more playing somewhere around here. And if you're playing somewhere around here, I would ideally say this pattern looks very similar to here.
But see, Will, you're on such a high time frame, which is actually very helpful because people get caught up in the low time frames and they jeet their bags, which are going to be much higher a year from now. Okay. But at the same time, there's a lot of people out there that are probably, they were probably overexposed above 45K on Bitcoin and are not prepared if it goes down a little bit more. And that's really that's the only thing I'm arguing is like, I agree with all this. Like we're not going back into the 20s, in my opinion. That's a pipe dream. As a matter of fact, I don't even think low 30s is likely. Okay. But if Bitcoin goes to 35K, you know, a lot of alt BTC pairs are going to get destroyed, man. Destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, look,
And
at the
not
end of the day-
everybody has conviction like you where they don't mind if their alts pull back 30 or 40% because you understand the play and the volatility. This might be their first cycle. So
yeah, I mean, if you're looking for shorts, there's potential for shorts, but I just don't. I think that it's going to be such a short window of opportunity on the short side that, and what I mean by that is like when you get the big flush, it's going to reverse really quick, and that's going to wreck people if they try to get into, you know, basically long or short positions. But ideally, what I'm looking at is that this structure, again, coming back, is very similar to this structure. I think just a lot of, and again, it is high time frame. This is a push. This is a build, right? So you've built structure underneath where we're currently kind of playing at. This is why, like, us coming back into this range makes sense, but us structurally breaking back into this doesn't, right? Now, I can add context to this because I'll give you the bear and the bull. There is bear and bull here. The bear is this thing sweeps the low, right? Now, does it have to do it in a straight line? No, it can do like what Jack has pointed out, which is where it bleeds out like rune, right? And it just slowly bleeds into it. But again, you're not losing much if that happens, right? That's the bear. That's the most bearish I can get, is something like that. Now, let's say ideally it doesn't do that, right? What I would think is us playing up here, because here's the thing. Once you get up in this upper mid-range, you play, and everybody's looking for here, right? Everybody's looking for there. Where are we at right now? We're here, right? And because we're in this mid-range, you could do this. You could do this, right? But I think there's a good chance we're going to sweep the high again before we come back down and sweep a low again. And it's very similar to this 25K play because, like, it's not a lot, but you could see what they did here. They tricked people. Look, they came in, they rolled, they ran, they rolled, and they ran higher, trapped longs, and then rolled again. And then broke out. I honestly think they're going to make the same play up here again.
I'm
Now,
not sure what are we debating here, Will. Like,
So
all
what
of us agree on this, basically.
what I'm saying is that you could see here's the part I'm saying. You could see long side before you see downside.
So you think like we straight shoot up from here?
We
Whereas-
sweep the high, trap longs, and then roll over.
Well,
That's what I'm
But
thinking.
if we get back up
Uh,
there, you're gonna be bullish again, Will.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna be bullish because I already know where's your support coming back to. Look, it's coming right back to where we started, just like 25K. When I was like, oh, it's look, I got bullish here, and then we rolled, and then I got bullish here, and we ran. I
mean,
knew the range.
But the thing is that I think we are all kind of in the same boat here with BTC, that these are levels to buy, and it can go slightly lower, but essentially, you know, this is decent. What we are saying is that some of the alts look really bad, and even if BTC do well, alts can do bad right now.
Here, let's pull up a soul chart beside the current chart.
Let's look
at that.
Sol looks bad. I have to stand by this. I have to stand by Sol looking bad.
I agree. That's why I've been talking shit, but people hate me for it. But it is what it is. But I'm not one to hold back if I think something looks like shit. But I thought I had it on here, but maybe not. Hold on. Sol USDT. Oh, maybe I don't have Sol on it. That's weird. Oh, it might just be this chart. So let's look at Sol in this whole run up, right? And let's see how much Sol gets wrecked on every move on Bitcoin. So Sol here, this is the problem. This was the problem with Sol. You could see this again very easily, right? With Sol.
What do you mean see it? Like a retest of that you're talking about?
No. I'm not saying a retest. I'm saying like you could stay up here and just do that. 2.0. Like it, and that's the context I would add for Soul, right? Is to pay attention to what patterns it's made and what patterns it can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months of sideways, right? And Soul could do that again before it legs up. Now, I'll give you another context that adds to this thesis, and it's doing basically a similar type of pattern, and that's Link, right? So Link is actually doing something very similar to this. So JKL. So Link, I do have on my charts. I tracked this one. Look, same thing. Boom, breakout. And I think it's going to do the same thing here. I think it's going to literally do this. I don't think we're going to get structural breakdowns, but I don't think we're going to get much upside. Hold on one sec. Sorry about that. For a lot of these, right? I think structurally, a lot of them have topped, but I don't think that they're going to give people entries necessarily. I think they're just going to do this dumb shit that's going to piss people off and cause people to just drop out of them.
But would 36 even be that bad? You know, I mean, that's a dump for ants. You know what I'm talking about? I don't want it. I would lose money. I mean, temporarily, right? And I wouldn't lose money. I would deal with drawdown. But I think just to like assume that it's not going to happen is just.
You mean?
I mean, I get the case for ranging too. It just feels like something's coming. You know,
what's this right here?
Where Bitcoin?
Yeah, what price is that?
I can't see it. It's too small.
Oh, maybe I could. Here, I'll do this.
That's
is that more visible?
Small. Is that like 35 or something? I can kind of tell where it's at on the chart. But
it's here, we'll go with that.
There we go. 37, 36.7.
I mean, that's right in the range of where you're talking.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's all I'm saying. Like, it is like this move right here. This is where they got people. This is where they got people because everybody expected the systemic breakdown to happen here and to come down, and they rolled it back up and then came back and retested the trend over here. And what did that cause? That just caused price to do this. Again, it's just a pattern within a pattern. And I think realistically, you have support here based on the build that they did. This build is it's one of those. I see it in stocks a lot, right? And this isn't a run through build. This is it's kind of like building a bridge. So you built a bridge, and now you have a path through two cities, but you don't come back and visit the bridge till later. So you come back to it, kind of like this. You tend to see get filled or it doesn't get filled. But you don't need to fill this. You don't need to fill this because why? Because you had all of this, right? The only thing you have here gap-wise is probably this area right here. But in reality, it's kind of like been that zone that has a lot of liquidity anyway. So you don't really need to come back and retest. What I'm thinking is this is giving structural support for this. And this is a lot of drop already, right? That's a massive drop. You're talking like 48K pushing into 38. And I think just a lot of people are not paying enough homage to how much Bitcoin's already dropped and more looking at how much more can it
by the way, I've said that before too, Will, is that if you measure every move going back to the beginning of last year, the biggest pullback that we had was 24 and change percent, less than 25%. So this pullback that we've had from the high so far has been perfectly in line with dumps that we saw all of last year. So unless this dump is different and we actually get a bigger one, we really should be kind of close to a bottom. I mean, really close.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying too. Like, I think if you get into the ranges you're talking 36, you're looking at 24% flat, right? 25% flat. But if you're looking at Bitcoin's downside, that's 3 to 4%. Let's say, and in that same 21%, let's see what Soul dropped for that same 21%. That same 21%, Soul dropped 30. So let's say Soul drops to 35.40, right? So let's go 35.40. So we'll go like 40. That would put Soul within the range of, I mean, it'd almost bring it all the way back down. And I highly doubt you're getting that much liquidity to the downside on Soul. I highly doubt you're getting down that low. Or sorry, this is Chainlink. Sorry about that. It would bring Chainlink back down to like $10. I think this range right here specifically.
I think Link is going to $10, 10.5.
It could because you do have a gap here, but I think realistically, like they're gonna leave this behind. I don't know why, but there's a lot of consolidation actually to the left. So I guess I do kind of know why they would if they did. There is still a lot of consolidation here. They ran through this area and they ran through again. And I think a lot of people are expecting a fill, but in reality, they may just stay elevated. Or they could fill later. You could be right, Jack. It's like they could do exactly what I'm saying with Bitcoin. And that would be this whole play out. So they basically swing, grab, and then roll. And then roll. I'm expecting some kind of, at the end of the day, some kind of fuckery to happen up here. I guess that's the best way I can put it. I'm expecting some kind of fuckery to happen up here for Bitcoin, for altcoins, everything. They're going to trap longs. Longs are out. They're out of the market. Nobody's longing. So the only thing to do if you want to grab liquidity as, an exchange or anything else, because you can see the books, you can liquidate, is you're going to go long, trap longs, and then roll. And absolutely obliterate them.
Wait, why are you saying there's no longs?
If there were interest in the market, you would see peaks in volume.
I mean,
so if there's no peaks in volume, I mean, you may see some long side on the books, but it's not with size. It's not with size. Like all the longs that exist are probably just minute in volume.
Here's the thing. I could actually see us kind of putting in a bounce here locally. We're getting to pretty oversold levels, and I mean, it feels heavy. I'm even open to Bitcoin next week moving up to like 42 again. I am. I just don't think you're going to get much more than that for at least 2 or 3 weeks. I don't. You might get some nice alt mean reversion, but the more I keep looking at this chart, I actually think that Jackass's note that we might be doing something similar to May of last year, where we really don't, we don't go down too much. I mean, it's a deep bleed, right? We bled from like 30K down to 25, but it took so long. It was time-based capitulation more than price. So maybe we get a price-based capitulation with certain altcoins, but I think with Bitcoin, I'm leaning towards a time-based capitulation.
All right, guys. So we are at 92 likes. Run it to 105 at least, and there's something else I want to show you.
We got to go quick on that, guys, because we only have like 5 to 10 more minutes. I might go, if we can get 105 likes here on YouTube, I'll extend the stream a little bit today so Jackass can share some secrets with you guys. But we usually try to call it here pretty soon. So if you guys want that Jackass Alpha, let's run those likes up, guys. We're at 94 right now. We're gonna need what would you say, 105, Jackass?
105, yeah, at least.
All right. So 10 more likes. That's nothing. 10 more likes, guys. If there's 10 of you out there that haven't liked it yet, and you guys want Jackass to share a little secret with you guys, we need 10 more likes. It's that simple. 10 more likes, and then Chef Jackass is gonna cook for you guys.
Max, I gotta be honest with you. I'm tired, man. I'm tired of people not appreciating the alpha that's being shared for free. And it's like it constantly keeps reminding me why the whole crypto Twitter is dumping on people. Why they just take paid deals and they just dump, because like we are trying to provide quality here, guys, and for free. And there's been lots of it today, just alone today. And I think we do this every single day, every single month, right? And like, and you guys cannot even press the freaking damn like button, and just saddens me. I'm really sad.
Well, I think too, Jack, is to kind of add to your context. Like people don't understand. Like BB's not making money off doing this. Guys. Like, we're getting exposure, but it's like this is something Max just does, like to help you guys out. So, like, I mean, pennies on the dollar when you look at it from a standpoint and money output and everything else that has to go into the company. I'm sure on the back end, like Max is just absolutely, he's put a lot into this. So I think people really got to understand that in the stream. I've watched him on the back end. I know a lot of you guys probably don't see it, but I know that he's pretty much put his entire life on the line with this company to help people out. So I want to point that out as just for context. And that's not a guilt trip to get people to like. If you don't want to like, I get it, but just go watch one of those other streamers that will tell you to go buy some shitcoin that'll make you 1,000x, and you'll probably end up losing all your money on it. And you can follow the hype if you want, or we come in, we try and provide quality. That's our growth potential is going to be much slower.
You know what actually is a fear of mine? And by the way, guys, we did hit 105 likes, so we'll extend the stream today. Jack is going to cook. Thank you guys for the support. You know what actually is a fear of mine is that the quality, the content that we provide is too high of quality, where the guys that really take off with media companies and like influencers, most of them they literally don't provide anything useful. They just show you like a moon face, breakout imminent,
entertaining. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, they're literally grifters. Like they just ended up here one day and saw an opportunity to take whatever they could from people. And I worry that we actually provide too high a quality where it might not appeal to a lot of people. Like they just want that dopamine burst, that the rush of emotions. It's it's like they almost prefer to be led to the slaughterhouse than to actually be educated. Not everybody wants to be educated. So that's actually a fear of mine. It really is. It's true.
Yeah, I would say this just for content. Like I've noticed it in the space, a lot of people, I feel like they come in here and they pay a hefty fee for it, but they pay for entertainment versus actually trying to make money. Right at the end of the day, that's the way I look at it. I'm like, you're literally just giving your money away so you can follow some guys like imminent breakout.
Dude, the meme boys, the fucking YouTube guys are such losers, man. It's unbelievable. We'll never do that crap. We'll never
snapshots.
Like people will watch or they won't. I don't care. We're never doing that crap. But anyways, let's get Jackus up here, man, because we're going over now.
I want to address this comment from Rob Z. So he says, you guys seem extremely conflicted and not in agreement. How is that not applied to sharing an alpha content, like good knowledge? Like we can be all looking at completely different things and just disagree. Like all of us can disagree with each of us. And still we can provide so much data, so much stuff that you guys can use in your own knowledge. Like alpha doesn't equal agreement at all, right? I can put my side, my views on the market. Will put his view on the market. Max does. Tucker does. It can all differ. Still, you are getting so much points of view that you can use and analyze yourself. I don't know, man.
I would actually say the opposite, man. I think it's more beneficial that we're oftentimes in disagreement because all of us are consistently profitable investors over a long period of time. So you get to listen in on a roundtable discussion and debate amongst 5 successful traders who are sometimes conflicted and in disagreement, and we get to battle it out and you guys get to be a fly on the wall. I would argue that's much better than all of us coming in here being like pump imminent or dump imminent. There's nothing in that. You don't get to hear any constructive debate and competition. The fighting spirit brings out the best in everybody.
Yeah. Or Max coming in and be like, hey, Will, what do you think? I think it's up. Hey, Jackus, what do you think? I think it's up. And would you guys rather hear that? Like it's just the dumbest thing. And the other thing too,
it seems like Will.
Saberstein said
we're getting. Go ahead, Will.
Oh no, I just wanted to point out Saberstein. He said selling your soul for likes.
Bro,
we're not asking for much. We're just asking for exposure. That's it. Like if you hit the like button, YouTube pushes us. We can get to more people. If you don't hit the like button, YouTube isn't going to push us at all.
You know how
we
many
can't help more people. It's not a hard concept.
Offers we've already had to do the classic crypto influencer route that we turn all of them down, man. Someone offered us $10,000 to do a Twitter space to show their shitcoin, and we shut them down when we were bleeding money earlier this year.
Yeah.
We shut that down. I was like, I'll never do that, man. You'll never see us on the Zach XBT and all those shit.
We don't show garbage just for money. It doesn't happen. Like I can tell you guys, like I send shit to Max all the time. He's like, scam. He's like, we're not doing it. He's like, I don't care if they pay us or not. Like, and it's not that I'm trying to get him involved with a scam. It's just I'm like, I kick it to him like, hey, can you check this out? And he looks at it, he checks it out. He's like, no, he's like, we're not doing it.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
we don't get involved with that stuff.
We'll never do that. All right, let's get some Jackus Alpha, man. Let's get some Jackus Alpha. We love all you guys that are here, man. Thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you guys so much for being here every single day. It's absolutely fantastic. And we truly are humbled to wake up and do this every single day. It's really an honor, and I enjoy doing it. It's really fun. It's really fun. And one of our missions at Because Bitcoin, when I founded it, almost 2 years ago now at this point, was to destigmatize the crypto industry. It's definitely not a one-man job or a one company job, but if we can set the tone, that's one of our main objectives. We're never going to get down into the grift or, any of the shilly crap. We play around with altcoins and, we definitely have fun, but you're not going to see any of that crap that you see with other people. We're industry professionals. You could dump any of us into any business and we could assimilate. We're not just some like weird lunatic who's got some crazy neurotic personality who just is like reality TV. That's the difference. So we're here to destigmatize the space and educate at the end of the day. But all right, let's cook, Jackus. What you got for us?
Yeah, before I cook, well, I'll cook, but I still want to say two things. And that's first, we absolutely do appreciate all of you guys that turn out here every single day. You guys, press the like button, you smash the like button, right? You guys comment, you guys bring the positive energy, you support us, and we do see you. We do see you every day in the comments, even though we may not interact always, right? Sometimes there's simply no time, but we do see you. And those of you guys, we do appreciate. So, but there are, many guys that are just looking like from the background, right? Not doing much, just looking, taking the alpha, but not appreciating. And those really should do so, because yeah, we talked about that. And second, I think I forgot. What was the second one I talked about? Jeez, I forgot that one. Never mind. So link here, guys. Look, I look at the naked chart of link, right? So first of all, this is the one of mine that I had and played, right? And here is the empty chart. Now, does this chart? Oh wait, I need to clean one. Does this chart remind you of something? Right, I'm gonna clean these. Does this chart remind you of something? This one, speaking to you now.
Yeah, it reminds me of Bart Simpson's head.
Could be too, yeah. Listen. So I think we are bullish, right? But still look at this one, right? It's not completely the same. There are differences, but like this is what I said is going to happen at the tops. They will run the highs many times. So what happened exactly here? All the way up until now, there was a bullish structure, right? Then you get a breakdown, and then you sort of here, you have the bearish structure, right? You get the market structure break. They they break the structure and you think like, oh yeah, I'm shorting the golden zone here, right? I'm shorting the golden zone here. And then you put so this is your trade. I'm putting the stop loss right above, right? This is your trade. You get stopped out and you're like, fuck me. And then it goes down.
That
right?
meme about trading your stop loss is very real.
Yeah. So and by the way, I'm sure there was like a, divergence here going on, right? Well, look at this one. There was also divergence going on right here. And yeah, it's maybe, maybe it's slightly different time frame. I could put like 3D here, right? Maybe. So I'll keep the daily though, but yeah, so you get the divergence there too. And look at it, right? So there was a first sweep, there was a second one. There was the first sweep, there was the second one. And yeah, they ran it all the way up high for the first time before they actually made this pullback. Then they made all the way this bounce, and then they swept it again, you know. And just correct everyone, this is Solana right at the bottom for those of you that do not know. And then they bottomed, right? And this is what I'm talking about. So look, what can happen? I do not think that we have to run, you know, one more time here. Maybe like it happens. I do not think so, because here we already took the low, just like here, right? And then we got the bounce, which in my opinion is this, and it will not be exactly the same, but the psychology around it is the same, in my opinion. And so you want to look at this like this, right? And right now we are in this period, and you know, this is the support. So maybe what happens is like we get another push down here. There is, you know, another bounce, and then there is like this, you know, final sell-off. We sweep the low right here, and then it kind of reverts. It probably will not be exactly the same, right? What you want to look are these two levels. But I think there's still some downside for these markets. And if you look here, right, that was around 23% down here below this week. This was the support, the retail support, just like here. Look, hit for link, that's, you know, basically the same numbers. So I think this is still very much likely. And I'm merely speaking, you know, for this shorter term. Longer term, this is just, you know, an absolutely insane bullish accumulation, and I'm very much bullish. But what you can see first is, rather than see a immediate, you know, continuation, you will see it first, you know, do some fuckeries around. Before they break your spirit, they break the conviction, and then send it higher. This is my opinion on what's happening to Link. And if this is happening to Link, I think this is happening to the market itself too. Kinda.
A lot of great points. And Ray, thank you so much for the super chat, man. That was absolutely not necessary, but greatly appreciated. So thanks for tuning in, man. Really, really awesome of you. But all right, guys, I think this is where we call it, guys. Great stream. Great stream. A lot of great discussions today. We went on 12 minutes past where we set our goal, but we usually go a little bit over. Guys, thanks so much for being here. Somebody asked in the comments if Jackus's code is still available. There are some still left. It's basically almost used up, but we're doing a very limited time offer. If you would like to join our Discord and try that out, you can get $50 off of your first month while you are trying it out. So normally it's $150 a month. Using Jackus's code and the link in his Twitter bio, you can basically sign up and get your first month for $100. So definitely consider checking that out. Go to Jackus's Twitter, check out the link in his bio, and then at checkout, you can use code Jackus50 for $50 off of your first month. Furthermore, we are launching a new flagship product very soon called the BB Terminal. It's basically a Bloomberg terminal, but for crypto guys. It's an awesome product. We are so proud of how it's coming together. That's going to be bundled and included with your Discord membership right around the Bitcoin halving. Okay. When the BB Terminal gets bundled with Discord, it opens up a whole new set of opportunities for everybody. Okay. Including us. And the price of our premium services is going to go up dramatically. So if you want to be grandfathered in for life to our premium services, right now it's the Discord, but in the very near future, it's going to be Discord plus a BB Terminal subscription, which is going to be epic. You're going to want to use it. Prices are going to go up, and if you want to be grandfathered in, you should sign up right now, especially while Jackus's code is still available for $50 off your first month. I mean, that's a steal of a deal. And again, we will honor that pricing as long as you do not cancel your membership. The Discord is awesome, guys. It's a really, really great time. I would highly recommend that everybody checks it out. We do over 2 hours a day of private live streams, one at the New York session open and the other at the New York session closed, where all of the BB analysts, myself, Tucker, Jackus included, all congregate. We talk price action charts, narrate everything that's going on. We also have active positions channels where we share intimate details of how we're actually positioning in the market. Things we don't talk about here on YouTube, we save just for our Discord. So it's a great place to hang out. Really, really sharp community. Highly recommend that everybody at least gives it a try, especially if BB Terminal sounds interesting to you, because what's going to happen is it's going to come out. the price is going to go up for everything. And then you're going to go, dang, why did I not jump in? What the heck? Why did I not take that deal? It's so much more expensive now. So I'm warning you guys, I'm warning you guys. Try it out now while you can. It's a great experience. But yeah, anyways, guys, thanks so much for being here. Please like the video if you haven't yet. And also please subscribe if you haven't yet. This is Market Check brought to you by Because Bitcoin. We are live 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 10:55 a.m. Eastern time with the full cast that you saw here today, including Will and Tommy, who are not with us to the very end. But please consider subscribing so that you can be made aware of when we go live. And again, that is Monday through Friday at 10:55 a.m. Eastern time here on YouTube and also now X. But yeah, guys, have a great day. We will see you tomorrow for Friday's stream, Friday's Market Check, and take care.